Clark.
Big CBC fan. Even bigger Bee Gees fan. Now, unlike everybody else here who's actually funny, all the others who sign up for this course, I actually go as the highest bidder in a charity auction for a dog shelter for this. Hang on. Hold your applause here. Now, I paid $1,327. I was the highest bidder. But I was actually just trying to be a dick and run the price up. Joke's on me. Now, you'll see everybody comes up with their cards, because that's where we write our jokes and all this. And I realized, okay, I'm not that funny. So I figured, you know what? I'm going to take some of their cards, take some of their jokes, I'm going to use it for myself. Unfortunately, every joke that I took was about menopause and periods. Yeah, it just doesn't seem to work for me. Now, you'll see we do get a little bit nervous here sometimes. We're told that, okay, if the going badly, they're just going to turn the microphone off. That's your cue. Get off the stage. I'm serious. That Jan told us that. So, needless to say, I'm very worried. I'm just really pressure's on me. So, as I said, I'm a news junkie. I love CBC, National Post, Globe and Mail, all that stuff. How many of you, most of you should be aware by now, NAFTA's gone. It's now been replaced by the USMCA. A little disappointed because Trudeau went into negotiations saying no deal's better than a bad deal. And this is pretty much the worst deal we could ever get. So I have to wonder, what happened? What exactly happened behind closed doors here? Now, we all know that Justin has some daddy issues. So did Trump say, look, treat you like a son, I'll come bounce, you can come bounce on my knee? Because Justin, there's only one person he bounces on his knee, and that's Ivanka. Now, again, I love politics. I like looking at it, reading about it, watching all these politicians, and I get scared. Because I look at what's happening with these negotiations, and I'm like, geez, all these politicians out there, they're my generation, so I'm like, they're kind of young, not that experienced here. We've got the two Bombsey twins there. We've got Justin Trudeau and Jagmeet Singh. A couple of guys who are more concerned with getting likes for their selfies on Instagram and Facebook, as if that actually makes good policy. We have Andrew Scheer in charge of the Conservatives. Seems like a nice guy, but he seems like to be more at home, in his parents' basement doing Dungeons and Dragons. And I look at him like, holy crap. We need some adult politicians. Where are the adults? It's like when you're home alone for the first time, the smoke detector goes off. It's like, I'm not old enough for this. I need an adult. Where are the adults? And I'm like, oh, wait, we've got Elizabeth May. She's been in politics for a while and all this. I'm like, oh, shit. She's like my crazy aunt. She's into crystals. I'm always afraid she's going to try kissing me on the mouth. Now, I do love politics. Things like that. So it can make things a little bit interesting at home because, as you can tell, I'm a little pale. My wife, on the other hand, she is First Nations. She's Coast Salish, member of the Squamish Nation. Problem with that is, though, I pick up some bad habits from her. So the language that they use amongst themselves in their community, different than what we can actually use outside of the community. Oh yeah, you know where this is going. There's a certain word that is used, starts with an I, and it's used all the time. And so I told a joke about Indian time. If you're not familiar with it, it's the reason why my wife is not here. She saw that it started at 8 o'clock. Now, the problem with that, I told that joke in some people that weren't First Nations. The look on their face when I said the I word. So earlier, I'm a bit of a prick, so I saw this, I'm like, it's kind of fun. I'm going to make every third or fourth word the I word. It was like I took out my cock and was slapping them in the face with it. As funny as I thought it was, I also felt a little weird because it was my mom. But it was funny, so, she's just me teasing her. And she said, David, no. The proper term is First Nations. Look, see, government says we're going to negotiate reconciliation with the First Nations people. It's like, oh, the government says it should be First Nations. It's like, wait a second. Aren't they the same ones that stole their land, tried to destroy their culture, and took their kids? And so we had a little conversation, and she was like, it's a good first step, David. You know, language is important. What we say to each other is important. How we refer to each other is important. And I was like, okay. And you know, I started kind of like, okay, I'm kind of getting it. She's getting all excited, like, yes, he's coming there. He's coming to the light. He's like, do you understand? Do you think it's a good first step? And I said, no. I said, no, I don't think that's a good first step. I think that access to proper education would be a good first step. Access to proper health care or housing, or even how about access to clean drinking water? That might be a good first step, but not changing the language because you feel guilty. But then, what does this paleface know? Because nobody wants to hear what I have to say. Have a great night, everybody.